384 Hoops crew, welcome or welcome back. It's your girl Lils, aka Lily Like the Flower. And I'm in a different scenery right now. I'm currently at my parents' house, which is the cause of the delays in the vlogs. But regardless, you're watching this when you're watching this, and I thank you. So I want to recap a few things in this conversation. WNBA All-Star Game. So they have so far announced all of the starters. Comment if you agree, if you disagree. There's a lot of discourse regarding Atlanta being left off of the conversation. Off of the starting list. Let's start with that because they are in the top. But unfortunately, a couple of teams got multiples. One team has 3, Indiana. Minnesota has 2. My Valkyries have 1. The Aces have 1. New York has 1. And forgive me if I left anyone else off, but the starters are stacked, and I'm not going to deny that. But would I have liked to see a little bit more variety? Yeah. If I'm speaking truthfully, and regardless, the team will be left off, but I think the league should choose the starters in terms of the top 10 teams. That way, one player from each team gets a player in the starting lineup, and there's a complete variety. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know what you think, but let me know in the comments if you agree with that or if you have your own strategy in terms of how it should go down. But the way that it did, it's done. It's happening. So we're currently waiting for the rest of the All-Stars to be announced, which I'm pumped about because I'm really hoping my girl Veronica Burton gets into the lineup and she'll be the first, it'll be her first All-Star in her career. Last year, Kayla Thornton, who I'm calling my best friend since I met her last week, was the first Valkyrie from our expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries, to be voted in last year. So we're doing well. And like I said in previous vlogs, I'm going to be doing a separate Valkyries recap in its own vlog. So this is just going to be WNBA related and go from there. So, like I said, All-Star Game is happening in Chicago. Is anyone going? Are you guys going? I'm really hoping that, I know I said I was going to do a Valkyries one separately, but I really do hope that they come to San Francisco next year because I refuse to miss out on any of these. I refuse to miss out on any more events, especially from Unrivaled, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment, because they do, like, it just looks so cool online. And believe me, I've been to parties all over the world, all over the country, but now that I've gotten back into the WNBA after a long gap of just living life, I'm not going to hold you. I was living life. I was outside a lot. I now want to be outside with the WNBA and Unrivaled. So hopefully next year I can plan better. It's still not too late. I could still get to Chicago technically. I would just have to figure out a hotel situation and some spending cash. But I think for peace of mind, I'm just going to wait until next year or save until Unrivaled or the playoffs. So with that said, Unrivaled is definitely making a lot of announcements because they tend to do a lot of activations at All-Star Weekend. So I'm not surprised that they've announced some heavy hitters, and I'm pumped for that. So definitely follow Unrivaled. Again, my goal, mark my words, 6 months from now, that I'm in Miami at Unrivaled for a few games. I think that would be so much fun. If you've been to Unrivaled, what are some tips? What are some tricks? But I definitely want to go. I'm very tempted, but of course financially, I need to get that in order. But I'm tempted to check out Project B. If not the regular season, perhaps the championship, because it's in one of my favorite places in the whole wide world, Tokyo, Japan. So let's put a pin in that one. Let's put a pin in that one for now because, basketball is global. And I don't think I've ever given it much of a chance to giving myself a chance financially to invest outside of just my local representation of the Valkyries or back in the day when it was the Sacramento Monarchs. So 30 years later, I'm officially back. And it's brought me so much joy because 30 years ago, I was 12 years old. Yeah, 11, 12 years old when the league happened and when the games started happening. So Yeah, I was about 11 or 12 years old. And to be now where I'm at today, realizing how much joy it brings me, I definitely always want to make space to appreciate it. If you follow my shorts, I've been posting some collectibles that I have from the 1997 inaugural season. So stay tuned for those. It's not going to be daily because I don't have that much. And this week might be a little delayed just because I'm not home. I didn't bring my binder. So just look out for those. It's going to happen all of July. So throughout this month, I'm going to be sharing my collectibles. I have a couple up already here. So go check those out. Give them a like, drop a comment, and drop a comment here. If you've been around for the past 30 years of the WNBA and even the ABL, definitely, college basketball has been around. USA women's basketball has been around. So this isn't like completely new, but for a league to have lasted this long is definitely worth celebrating. So I definitely want to give props to the league and all the players that have paved the way, which is why when NECA hit that game-winning shot in LA to commemorate the inaugural game of the WNBA, New York, LA, it was just magical. And more moments like that are starting to unfold. More players are coming into this league stronger, better, faster. And it's just making each and every game more and more exciting. And speaking of exciting, shout out to the New York Liberty. I can show love where love is deserved. They won the Commissioner's Cup this year, which I wonder if they will continue to get better. They had a rough start to this season, but things seem to be clicking. I mean, if that game alone is any symbolism and signs and signaling into what is ahead, I think the league should be afraid of the New York Liberty. But if not, I'll talk more about my Valkyries in the next vlog. So for now, shout out to the New York Liberty for winning the Commissioner's Cup. It was a strong game. I don't want to say they won because Asia Wilson was out, but it definitely did make a big difference. You can tell because a team is a team with all of their players, regardless if it's your star player, a developmental player, a rookie, it doesn't matter. A team is a team for a reason, and every player plays a role. And if it happens to be your star player that's out, obviously it's going to make a big difference, but the team is just as good with her and without her. It's just going to take some adjusting because they definitely have not had the best game since. They have not had the best gameplay since. No, let me take that back. So we shall see. The second half of the season is loading and the rankings are changing. I don't know if you guys saw that quadruple overtime between Portland and the Washington Mystics, the Portland Fire and the Washington Mystics. That's just what's happening these days. Higher scoring games, stronger defense, longer lasting games at that. 4 overtimes against one of the youngest clubs in the league, led by one of the youngest point guards in the league, Carla Late. I will always show love to Carla Late because she was a Valkyrie last year and she's just killing it this season. So a lot of exciting stuff. You never know who's going to beat who, regardless if you're in first place or last place, in the middle, climbing your way up the ranks. There's a lot of seasons still left to go. And stay tuned. I'm going to talk all about the Valkyries in my next post. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and leave a comment. I really want to talk to you guys, get to know you guys, not just from a viewer standpoint, but from a community standpoint. We are building a crew of like-minded individuals that are fans of the WNBA, that are fans of women's sports, because Serena Williams came back. I don't know if you guys saw that. Okay, Sid and TP were also the coaches of the lacrosse, was it championship game or all-star game? Something like that. But the worlds are colliding. Soccer is back. I know we're in the World Cup, but then the Women's World Cup is loading. PGA, badminton, ice hockey. There's so many things to support in women's sports. Professional baseball league, volleyball. I mean, there's a plethora of sports that we could support. Mine just happens to be in the vehicle of basketball, but it doesn't mean I'm not doing my best to catch up, not doing my best to stay in touch, and doing my best to support as best as I can, because it's not easy maintaining a career in sports and trying to cover everything because it does take over. But like I said, I'm doing my best. If you're interested in women's basketball, this is the place to be, with a sprinkle and dash, or perhaps a bucket full of other women's sports to come. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate you guys, and welcome. to the 84 Hoops crew. Let's keep the ball rolling. It's your girl Lils. Till the next one, subscribe, leave a comment, like, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Yay!